happening, fam? Hope everybody is doing well. Well, today is probably going to be one of the most difficult installs I've ever done on this car. Not because it's like super backbreaking, but it's very, very tedious work. If you notice here from the intro, you saw that the car's in shambles right now. So I took out the passenger seat. I saw a couple videos on this and I left the driver's seat in. Matter of fact, my seats were unbolted ever since I did the star lighting on my OEM mats. If you notice over here, you can see the fibers under there. So I did the star lighting on my OEM mats, ran it under the center console. Everything is pretty much neat, but I left the seats unbolted because I knew I had to do this project soon. So what you're gonna see now is, and by the way guys, to unbolt the seats, it's a 14mm socket. Once you get the 4 bolts out, you got to pull the seat out. Under the seat there are controls right here. You see all these harnesses? Unplug them, and once you do that, you'll be able to pull the seat out easily through the front door. No issues whatsoever. So guys, I've did obviously star lighting in my trunk liner. Now it's in both my front floor mats, and now I'm about to do it on the headliner. And I will show you a time lapse of me taking off one side of all the components of the headliner, and then I'll go over it with you. But what I'm doing, the star lighting kit I'm using is from a company called Azimon. Azimon makes, it's a dual color 20-watt fiber optic setup. It's only 600 pieces. It's about, you get about 10, almost 10 feet of fiber optics in length, and you're definitely gonna need that, spreading across from all the way over here straight to the back. You're definitely gonna need that. Also, the cool thing about this, it actually has RGB, it has a shooting star engine or a Meteor engine. It's actually pretty damn cool. So for around 210 bucks, you're getting a decent system where 600 pieces plus Meteor. That's I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. But once the headliner comes down, I don't know if I have to take that seat out. We'll see if I can pull it through back here, but we're gonna see. This is all like a learning process. There's a gentleman who did a star lighting video online on his WRX, but the dude did it in the freaking his dark garage, so you really can't see much. So I am going to show as much as I can with this process, you know what I mean? So at least somebody else can learn something, or it'll be easy for them to do, if you get what I'm saying. And guys, while you're in here, if you're doing this, make sure, you know, get a vacuum and vacuum this shit up, man, because you never know what settles under your seats. So I'm gonna have to do that as well. So anyway, let's get on with this shit. Okay guys, a couple things that I forgot to go over. The remotes. The remote for this, it's slightly different than the other two that I have for the star lighting. The one for the trunk and the floor mats are the same remote. This one, it's a little bit different because there's a button for all, because remember, this has 2 engines in it now. And then there's also Meteor speed, like motor speed, and Meteor mode and Meteor speed. These don't have that, okay? But the cool thing is, when you scan this QR code, it's the same app, the My Smart LED app. It's literally the same app that all the other Starlights use. So now in that app, I'll show you real quick. My Smart LED, when you go into My Smart LED, it actually has all the features like mode, sound, twinkle, Meteor. It has all the options that you can use. You get what I'm saying? So this app will be able to control all of my star lighting, or you can use your remotes, blah, blah, blah. And that's really it. So it's the same app. It's pretty cool. Also, there's two methods of hookup: cigarette lighter or a wall plug. Now, they give you this right here. It's a Y splitter type plug. One end goes into the engine, one goes into the Meteor engine, and the other end either plugs in to the cigarette lighter or the wall plug. That's it. Now, remember from my last video with the floor mats, or even the one with the trunk, the light engine, once you connect it to a power source, this is going to stay on. So you would probably either want to put a toggle switch on it to cut the power totally, so that this engine is not going to be like, the lights are not going to be on standby all the time, because it will draw current from the battery, if you get what I'm saying. Okay. All right, guys, I'm in a super uncomfortable spot, but I want to show you this real quick. Now, this first piece right here, this A-pillar, what you want to do is, once you pull it slightly apart, it's going to be held in by this clip right here. This clip is like that, okay? You want to just take a screwdriver, like a flathead or a pry tool, and just push right here, and it'll turn. Once you turn it 90 degrees, this becomes loose. Now, you don't have to take that whole thing out if you don't want to, this whole piece over here. Now, the oh shit bars, very, very simple. Let me see. In these bars, see that slot right there on the side? It's on each side, okay? Just pry it, and once you pry it, this portion comes forward, it pulls out and releases the handle. It's very, very simple. Now, the visor. This was a little bit of a pain in the ass. It might differ from year to year. This portion is still the same, but this one was a pain in the ass. Now let me explain. I'm literally sitting on the floor. This is a portion for the visor right here, for the one that I said was a pain in the ass. Let me explain why. It is, you have to push, there's the other one too. You literally have to push, it sits up in there, so you got to take two pry tools or two flathead screwdrivers would help you out. Because when it sits up in there like this, you have to push here and on this side as well. You got to push on this side and this side, and then pull it down. Okay, it was a little bit of a learning curve, you know, trying to figure that out, where you don't want to put too much pressure because you're going to break it. So use two pry tools or two flatheads, push on both sides of this piece, and you'll be straight. Now, this portion right here, let me just show you. This portion right here, it goes over here to cover the screws. Just pry this up with a pry tool and you're straight. Not hard. Now, once you get this down, it's gonna hang down like this. Just squeeze the button right there, loosen the clip, and now your visor's loose. Get what I'm saying? That's for your visor light. Now, there's another technical portion right here. Take the rubber stripping, just pull it down a little. You don't have to pull it out all the way. So what you want to do is this portion right here, and that portion is behind it. So the first thing you do is this. So this piece right here, okay, sits on top of this, covering this bolt. You want to pull this off. Now, it's easy to pry off. Remember, try to put a finger on this and hold this down, because if this slips out, this is the adjuster. Like, you pull it and, you know, move this stuff up and down for the slider. If that slips off, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to put back in, but you can put it back in, okay? Now, once you loosen that bolt, you let it hang right here. You pull this back, because remember, this piece right here is sitting behind it up towards the headliner. And this space right here, there's this bolt. This bolt you have to loosen, okay? Once you loosen that, then we can go to the next phase of how you get this piece off. See this slot right here? Okay? That slides into this pink insert. So all you do is you take your fist, and once you get this bolt loose in here, you take your fist and bang it towards the rear, and it'll slide out. And that's how you take it off. So now, what I gotta do is, this portion right here, I just took out the 2 Phillips head screws. The lens is easy to get off. You can use your pry tool. There's spaces on these lenses where you can just pry them out, and once it comes out, you could take out the bulbs or whatever. And then there's 2 Phillips head screws in the corners. Once you do that, look, and it just hangs down like that. So you just got to unclip the harnesses, and that's really it. Just undo the harnesses, and you'll see the headliner is going to start, you know, falling down soon. I just got to get that this whole other side off with the visor and everything like that, and the bolts and the O-ship bars. So I got to take off the 2 bars in the back, okay? And I don't know if you could see it, right where my dash cams are, there are 3 inserts. Don't know if you could see them. Those 3 inserts, and then we also have this lens, this light. So your pry tool is gonna come in handy for this. Let me show you. Okay, to take off this rear, this dome light, it's a little bit of a trick. You don't wanna push the pry tool too hard, because you're not gonna be doing anything. There's a little space, because right now I'm all the way in the back of the light. You wanna pop the lens. You have to push it, okay? There's a little bit of a space. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but you can do it. There we go, got it. So you gotta go in between the backing and the lens. There we go, and you'll see how it comes out. See how it hangs? So if you push this pry tool too far back, you're in the back of the housing. You don't wanna be there, because remember, it's still held in, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, and these inserts over here, same concept. You don't wanna push too far. If you notice, there's like a white washer. You have to go in between that and the white washer. Just pry it down, and once you pry it down, the whole thing is gonna come out. Look. See how easy? So you go in between it, in between the sandwich, man. In between the sandwich. So you definitely want a pry tool with a sharp, not sharp, but like, yeah, I would say like a sharper edge. You can't use a blunt one, otherwise it's gonna get jacked up. There we go. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. So we got those already down. Now, once you take this lens off, there's 2 Phillips heads right here. Take that off. Once you got those 2 screws out, hangs down like that, just unbuckle the harness. Okay, so I just took off the bolt down here, okay, which holds this upper portion, okay? Now, you gotta see it? It's already almost. So once you're done with that piece, pretty much this piece over here, just pull it apart, it unclips, and you see the headliner starts to fall. See it? So this is where some of your fiber optics is gonna be running down into the back. It's a pain in the ass, bro. And then you gotta do the same thing for this side. Very simple. On the door, slightly pull that down, and look. That's it. And the headliner starts falling down. Just like guys, so since I have a sunroof, this gasket on the sunroof, once you take it down, the headliner starts to fall hard. Okay? Now there's some wires that you gotta loosen that runs to the back of the car from the driver's side. I'll show you. There's like some tape and whatever else. This tape right here. This, pretty much try to just do this as best as you can, because all this stuff is holding up the liner. You know what I mean? This stuff is, even though it's not meant to hold up the liner, it is technically. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Forget to pull this off here. All these harnesses. I gotta go on the other side. Okay, so I got this side off. Damn. Shit is a pain in the ass, bro. Clip over here. Gotta loosen that. Okay. That's for the light. Okay. This is gonna be a pain in the ass to put back. I already know. Okay. All right, guys, this shit is nuts. I got the liner out. Literally looks like an accident happened in here. And there's a way you can get this sunroof slider. So you see this, there's some rubber pieces on here. It's actually like that. These are rubber stoppers. Just pull them out. Literally just pull them out. Once you pull out both sides, you can slide this all the way back. And now You got your visor shield or your sunroof shield. And now we can do this too. Nice. So the cool thing is I didn't need to take out the driver's side seat. So you could take out one seat so you can tilt it in order to pull it out. But guys, this shit is a freaking mess. Like a legit mess. Wow, this is gonna be something else. But anyway, so that is pretty much a detailed tutorial on how to get your headliner down. Alrighty fam, so I'm skipping over a lot of stuff because I'm sure you guys know about it from my previous videos, but I just drew a quick line down the center and pretty much tried to make a lot of dots to divide up, you know, the fiber optics all over the place. As you can see, it's all over. See the line right there? So I did this side first, and then I went on the other side. Now, I even have, there's a lot of plastic pieces in here, stuff to hold down wires and stuff like that. I even made holes in here. So we'll see how that works. But I don't think it should be a problem. Second part is this right here. This is the slide. Now, I don't know if you could see this, but I drew dots for the Meteors. The Meteors, how they work, you got pretty much 12 slots, okay? And when you plug each component in there like this, so when you plug that in there, each component has 5 fiber optics attached to it. So 12 times 5 is 60. Since there's 12 individual pieces, right? Not the fiber optics, this piece, this right here. There's 12 of these metal, okay? So you take one optic from each metal, take one fiber optic from each, and you add it here until you get to 12. And what that'll do is it'll cadence in a way to make it look like it's like a shooting star. I'll show you. All right guys, the second part is this sunroof slider right here. Now, if you see, I have like dots drawn all over the place. I drew up random spots where I could put the meteor showers or the shooting star, whatever you want to call it. I thought about this a lot, and I'm probably just gonna do the meteor because I wish this was all in one piece, but it's not. This has to go in first, then that. So it's gonna be a pain in the ass to take downstairs anyway. So what I'll do is I'll have the meteor showers just on this. Now you can either do one really long one, or you can do 5 smaller ones. So I'm gonna pick a couple of these in random, you know what I mean? Because if you notice, the reason why I said you can make 5 is because you do have 12 jackets. This is how it looks. So you have 12 of these, right? And on each of them, you have 5 fiber optic cables. So since you have 5 fiber optic cables on each of these jackets, see the jackets down in the box? Since you have 5 of them in each of those jackets, you take 1 from each jacket. So you put 1 here, from jacket number 2 here, jacket 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's how you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And actually, or 11, 12, because there's 12 slots. So all you gotta do is put 1 optical from each slot in a line, in order. Hopefully you do that in order, and you'll have a cadenced shooting star just like that. Very, very, very simple. But as I said, you can do 5 of them. So I'm gonna pick random spots where I drew up some of them. I'll pick random spots where I can do it. And that's it. So pretty much, this is gonna take a decent amount of time. Oh, and by the way, guys, in the box comes, they give you some hardware. Once you have those inserts in here, or the jackets, just put those screws in there, tighten it down so it doesn't go anywhere. That's what those screws are for, because remember, you're gonna have to be putting this up top, you know, somewhere in the roof or somewhere hidden. And, you know, I mean, sometimes the optics do get pulled a little bit, so it is what it is. But anyway, so now this is gonna take some time. Hopefully my wife and my daughter can help me with this, because this is a pain in the ass. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, it's a little bright out here, but if you notice how flat and how neat I made the fibers, and I just cut a little piece back here in this slider in order so the wire could sit nice and perfect like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test fit it. I wrapped as much as I can wrap. It's a little tangled over here. Trust me, this is a pain in the ass, believe me. But let's go into the car real quick. All right, guys, real quick, I took out these stoppers, slid the slider back in. Just remember, when you're putting your glue, make sure try to make the wires, as I showed you, as flat as possible, because right above this, where the slider goes in, there's another piece of metal up here that sandwiches the slider. You get what I'm saying? So you don't want to make your glue or anything too high before, you know, it'll rip off. And so I have enough slack right here, gave this enough slack, so I'm gonna just leave this hanging just like this. I have a wire management thing right here. I put a zip tie on it, just for to like just suspend it. I'm not tightening it, I'm just suspending it. And I ran it back here to the back. Now, real simple, guys. You gotta make sure, obviously, pull your seat back, and you gotta pull this off and push this apart in order to get it apart, so you can run the wire towards the back going down. And look, it's out over here. So I ran it down here, out under this. You got to take out the little clips, those clips right here, like those in there. Take it out, and now it's ran underneath there. So everything, I know it's a mess back here, but I have a lot of my lighting stuff back here. So that's really it. So then we got to run the drivers just like that. Those drivers, we're gonna have to run it just like that. Or the light engines, I mean, well, the light engine we're gonna have to run back here. I'm gonna see where I'm gonna put this, because I gotta run the light engine, I gotta run the fiber optics all the way back. Remember, there's 2 sets, one for that side and one for this side. So, but other than that, so now when let's see, give me a second. So now when I pull this back, this is going to be tucked up in there, and it's gonna have it's literally not gonna have any tension on it. So this is just holding it right there. And now me sliding it back, and we're good to go. So that's really it. All right, guys, so hopefully you guys can see this. So what I did, the first thing is, what you start doing the headliner, especially 500-600 pieces and up, or maybe 400 pieces and up, you're gonna get 2 of these, okay? You're gonna get 2 of these. So what I did was, I left the tape that comes on this right here. There's tape that comes on it. Then what I did was, I had my daughter help me. We took the whole bunch and separated it. We took the whole bunch, separated it into different strands or amounts. You don't have to go crazy, just separate it. So you put a rubber band here, one down here. Let me tell you, this is the easiest and neatest I've ever done star lighting. To tell you the truth, the headliner is massive, but we're actually plowing through this. Okay, now, let me see. Oh, and also what you want to do is you want to put, since this is the corner, you want to put the end of the fiber optic all the way to the front. And then right here where I tie this electric tape, this is from here to here, has enough slack and leeway. So now I have a huge pile. Let me show you. Sorry. So I got a decent length right here. So I got about damn near 3 feet that goes down into the back of the car. You get what I'm saying? So it's not easy, but it's doable. Now, this headliner has all these stupid plastic pieces and whatnot. So what I did was drill the hole here, drill some through there to make everything easy, where now when this hits the top on the roof, the optics are not gonna get pressed, and that's what you want. And if you notice over here, tuck most of the optics under here. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm super neat. So I drilled holes here, 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 through here, so I could pass it through here to go to over here. All the places I drilled holes, just for the optics, the management of it to be a lot better. And we literally have this little piece right here to cover this first half of the headliner. Okay, and obviously I didn't time lapse us doing this because you guys already know what it is. Pretty much drill a hole. And by the way, for the headliner, it's easy to use this drill. This is a 1/16 bit. It's super easy rather than using the thumbtack. Use that instead. It's super, and it's cleaner too. The thumbtack is you got to do too much work and then your fingertips hurt. So, but other than that, that's really it. So now me and her, we're about to tackle this last strand over here, and then maybe either later or maybe tomorrow we can finish the other half. But I will tell you this, obviously doing it more than one person, way better. And make sure separate them. See, like, look, so I got from here all the way, and this can get all the way here with some slack. That's what you want. And I still have damn near 3 feet left over to hang run down to the back of the car. And that's pretty much that in a nutshell. All right, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.
All right, fam, so it's all completed. Everything is done. I just have this tape right here just holding the wires until I could put it up in there. This thumbtack I gotta take off. And one of the most important things I wanted to show you was this garbage bag I put. I cut this garbage bag, taped and glued it. So what happens is, remember, the slider is gonna be on top of this. So even though I put the wires angling backward, like so, because the slider goes backwards, I put this bag here so if the slider touches it, at least it's rubbing on the bag and not on the fibers. You know what I'm saying? So now it's time to put this bad boy in. Shouldn't have a problem. And I gotta just lower that driver's side seat. So pretty much you only really need to take off one seat, or take out one seat. I don't think you really need to take out two of them. Some people do, but you know what I mean? Let's put this shit in. All right, guys. I didn't want to bore you with me freaking saying a lot of bad words, but the liner is pretty much back in. I end up running both lines down to here, as you can see. Hold on a second. So both lines, they run and they're coming down right here on the side. And what I did is, to pay close attention to this cord that it comes to, remember it has a splitter. So what I did was I took the wall plug, I cut the wire, and I joined it to, show you real quick. Okay, I had a wire with a switch, actually a cigarette lighter with a switch, which I love kill switches, so this is perfect. So it won't be sucking any power, because remember, once these drivers, or once the engines are connected to power, they stay on. Okay, so you don't want, like me, it stays on like on standby, so you don't want like a parasitic drain. And then I'll put all this stuff in the description. I have these 12-volt outlets right here. I've had them for years now. So now all I'm going to do is hook this portion up right here, the 12-volt portion, to my positive and negative, and then I'm good to go. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. Then guys, I'm telling you right now, pay attention to how you took all of this stuff off, because you got to do this shit in reverse. So it would behoove you to pay attention to what you're doing. All right.
To believe in, got a taste for blood, and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart, or I could go heal them. Don't believe.
All right, guys. So after roasting in the sun hours later, we got ourselves a rainstorm. So now I'm gonna finish up the video by showing you how to use the app. So first things first, and I'm not gonna lie, I'll never do this shit again. This was. You want the true test of patience? Do this shit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go pull my seat back, or pull it forward, and switch the well, turn on the switch. So, just to show you, there's a switch right here. Turn it on. Now, once I turn on the switch, you see that's the meteor shower, and the light engine is further up. That red, you can see it. That's the power light on. Alright guys, this is the portion of the video where we go through the app a little bit. Now obviously there is a remote for this as well, and I'm not going to really show you that. The remote is pretty self-explanatory, where you can control the light engine, You can control the Meteor engine as well. And now you get to see the finished product as well. So hopefully I face the camera. It can't catch everything, can't catch the whole liner, but I face the camera in a way where it'll catch part of the liner and part of the sunroof slider, so you can see the meteor showers. Okay, so now once you scan the QR code on the booklet, okay, once you scan that QR code on the booklet, it'll take you to the same app I use for my floor mats, as you saw from the last video, and my trunk liner. Okay, so now once you scan it, it'll take you to My Smart LED. Once you download it, click on it, open it up. Once you open it up, you see that sign right there, LED light connected. So it's a really, really fast connection. So now I can literally control, like, let's say I had all my engines on for the trunk, for my floor mats, and for my headliner. I can control it all from right here. And obviously, guys, everything is self-explanatory. So let's turn this bad boy on real quick. Oh, that's nice. Everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep, don't give a fuck. There we go. That is freaking beautiful, man. It is so nice. So guys, on the main screen right here, you have your color wheel where you can pick millions of colors on here. Okay? You have these plus signs, so you can add, like, move this cursor to where you want it and add that color here to this location, right? Give me 1 second. Where these blocks are, I'm going to use my cursor to show you. So you could touch these plus signs. Let's move the color around and add it right here, like that. Just like so. And then you can have it go through those colors. Okay? And obviously this is your brightness level right here, as you can see. So we're going to leave that on full bright. Okay? So now you go to mode. You got RGB fade. You got a 7 color fade, which is freaking dope. I love that. You have a 7 color breathe. RGB breathe, red, green, different combinations. So that's really it. And obviously you have your brightness and your speed. Okay? So then obviously you have sound, where you can increase and decrease the sound sensitivity. And you can use like your music or a microphone. So like while I speak, you could see how it flashes a certain way. You get what I'm saying? Look how it's moving to my voice. That's pretty cool, right? Now we go to the twinkle option right here, and there's 4 speeds. You got speed 1, then you got speed 2, speed 3, and I could hear the light engine speeding up. Speed 4. Yeah, so speed 2, 3, 4, all of those are pretty nice, man. I would probably stay in 3 or 4. That's actually pretty damn cool. So that's for the light twinkling function, okay? And now we go right here to where the meteor showers are, and there are 20 options for meteor showers. So let's, I'll just scroll through for a couple to show you. And then there's the speed right here. So you got Meteor 1, it's red, and it'll shower and then wait a number of seconds and then shower again. And then Meteor 2 is green, Meteor 3, type blue, cyan, a weird green, purple, actually that's cyan, and we're back to red again. Now let's go to Let's go to 10. 10, the cool thing about this freaking Meteor engine is that this thing is freaking, can do RGB meteor showers, not just white light. Look at that. It's all different colors. That's pretty cool. That is cool. Look at that. So now it does 2 showers and then stops for a second. Twinkle mode. Seven color fade. That's what I like. Now back to the Meteors. See that? That's so nice. That's so cool. Like the Meteor stays stagnant, but just float through the colors. Yeah, the Meteor engine is pretty cool, man. I gotta say. Yeah, look at that. That is freaking dope. 15, number 15 is sick. Ooh, like even number 16. Love it. That shit is cool, man. Can't even front. And obviously, guys, you can control on and off right here to the top. See that? Sky's the limit, guys. So pretty much play around with it and see what you like. But again, I will tell you, this is not an easy job. People charge what they charge because this shit is a pain in the ass and it's a lot of work. Especially the bigger the headliner and the more fiber optics, the more work, and depends on the car, how big or small it is and how intricate it is to take it off or on. Okay? As I said before, you don't need to remove both seats. One seat is sufficient to remove. One seat is sufficient. And my bag trick that I put on the main headliner so that the slider slides over it, that actually worked really, really well. So guys, you know what to do. Definitely like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Look how beautiful this shit is. It's freaking bananas. Let me just hold the camera over here real quick so you could see at least. Look at this. It's the whole back. Look how beautiful that looks. I'm laying down in my car right now watching this. It's so nice. I wish I had more meteor showers. I wish I had a little bit more meteor showers. But the problem is, guys, because the slider and the headliner are separate, it would have got real complicated to put fiber optics in there as well. I didn't want any like pulling or anything like that. But as I said before, people charge what they charge because this is not an easy job. And obviously, I just have to pull my visors down because I put optics underneath the visor where the old shit bar is, like in here, everywhere. Look how beautiful that looks, man. It's wild. It looks really, really, really good. Really good. I gotta say, I'm proud of myself what I did. So far, I did this 3 times in a row now. I did this where I did it where with my trunk liner, I did it with my floor mats, and I did it with my headliner. I didn't think I was gonna do this, man, but I have some big shows coming up and I want this car to be freaking next level, and it is. So guys, again, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And I will talk to you guys soon.